Hello, hello, hello! It's another Saturday, another project by Scrapbooking with me using up junk journals. Now, it doesn't matter. You can see I've got scraps from previous projects. It doesn't matter how tall your stuff is because you're going to be cutting it down anyway. You just want to make sure that your envelopes are all the same width because these are going to be stacked together. This is what we're making. This is my prototype. So you'll have a pocket here, you'll have a pocket here, and you'll have a pocket here. 1, 2, 3 pockets. So you need 3 pieces of an envelope. If you have an extra long envelope, you could probably get all 3 pieces and do some gluing closed, or just use 3 different envelopes, scraps that you have, you know, whatever. It also doesn't matter if you have windows or not because you're going to be covering them. Just keep in mind that if you are using a windowed envelope, you're going to have to reinforce that front or make it your back. Either way. Otherwise, your front is not going to be super secure. So I'm just using this to figure out. So this pocket is 4 inches. Let's go 5.5 on this one. Maybe. That gives it 1.5 inches on the top. Yeah, we'll do 5.5. And that, you know, goes on a page that is 8.5 tall. So this piece, put it in your scraps, however you want to do it. You can use it for collaging, backing paper, whatever you want to do. For the purposes of this video, I'm going to use it for collaging, or I'm going to add it, not for the purposes of this video, for the purposes of me, I'm going to add it to my collage page. Now this pocket is a previous discard from another project, and it's not much smaller than this one, like 1/2 inch maybe. Three-quarters of an inch. I want it to be shorter than that. I'm like, where's my opening? So I'm going to cut it down probably another inch. Let's see. I'm going to cut 1 inch off. And see where we're at. Now this is obviously taller than this pocket in the original, my prototype, but in general, everything is taller. So not that big of a deal. I didn't think about that. You want your side pocket to be as wide as your, because this is going to be a side pocket this way. You could also do it this way, so you have a double or triple stack this way. I like the idea though of having one off to the side. Problem I have is that there's that, and then when I put this on top, it's too much that way. So I'm going to look for a different pocket than this one. Let's see if I have a full envelope somewhere. Let's dig. Let's see. So what I need to do is get another envelope. And if you want your pocket to open from the side, like okay, let me re-show you what I'm talking about. So this pocket right here is cut here. Now it is the same width, but I want the pocket to go sideways. I want it to open from the side. So in order for that to happen, I need a different envelope because otherwise there's this overlap here. And then when I put the small pocket on top, okay, so don't necessarily, I guess, in hindsight, don't necessarily need to make sure that all three of your envelopes are the same width. But you want to be able to cut one envelope down to the same width. So what is this one? Let's see. So this is 4. One short of 4 1/4. Okay. So now this will match sideways. And then this one will go on top. Stacked envelopes. So I'm going to put that aside. So first thing we're going to do, we're going to close this envelope up. And again, I'm going all the way to the end, down here where there isn't manufactured glue, but I want to make sure that the pocket is glued all the way to the edge. Oh my gosh, and I just realized I cut the wrong side of the envelope. Why were these open on both ends? Oh my goodness gracious. I don't know why they were open on both ends. I love the texture of this one. I don't want to use that for this. What did I say? One tick close, one tick short of 4 1/4. Right? All right, so sorry, this is like a jumbled up video, isn't it? Okay, let's get this back up here. I'm gonna confirm that. Yes. My goodness gracious. All right, so now we have that, and this. This one opens on top. This one will open on the side. It's not open on that side. This one will open on top. Wow. Pardon my fumbles. Multiple fumbles in this video. Go ahead and open this up. And again, I'm just going to use that for collaging. And I'm going to trim this one down because I can use this for a window pocket or something. Add that to the pile over there. All right, now maybe we can actually get somewhere. And I'm going to be collaging all 3 of these. So again, I'm pulling out the past envelopes. To use the innards. All right. Make sure that I've got everything. I'm going to move my book out of the way and I'll grab a glue page. And we're going to start with the back pocket, and keep in mind what I was talking about earlier. There is a part of the window envelope here, and there's also only the single plus what we're going to cover. So I do want to double up this leading edge with whatever I collage with. So do I want to stick in the blacks, or do I want to mix some blue in there? I think I'll stick in the black family of envelope innards. Okay, we're just going to randomly choose where to tear this down. And then we also need it to be the right width, which it almost is already. So we're just going to go up against the envelope edge, tear that, take just a little bit off of there. Okay, so starters, I'm going to put some glue on the back side. And we're going to slide this in the envelope, gluing it to the front. So glue here. We're going to slide this in like so. I find it easier doing it this way than to glue it on the outside and try to flip it inward. I just find it easier to do it, glue from the inside. And then take this, and we're going to glue this one over the front. And I'm going to take this pencil, because I don't need to collage all the way down. Make sure I have my envelope going the right way. So we're going to collage it below this line. And on this one, we'll go below this line. Because again, we don't need it to cover everything. Oh, this envelope's got lots of spaces where that white is showing through, as well as double layers. I'm gonna pull I should have got down and got a glue stick before I started. Now I am gonna overlap some into, toward the back. It's not necessary because this is getting glued to the page. So you don't have to wrap. But if you are wanting it to be a floating pocket, like a removable, you definitely are going to want to cover the back. So just keep that in mind. I'm going to put these where I don't lose them, my other pockets there. I'm looking to see what I've got hanging out on my desk already as far as little scraps. In the black and white family. So I've got these hanging out over here. And I am about to cover up the line that I drew as far as like how far down I wanted to be able to go. Or it needed to go in order to have the pocket cover it. A little glue glob there. Okay, and then we already have some of that. How about some ducky feet? The Ducky Feet is an Aflac envelope. I've got a bunch of them. In fact, our Aflac lady visited my husband October or so last year, and she did like 2 years worth of claims. Didn't realize that we should have been doing that yearly. We got like 7 checks individually, like one envelope at a time. So I got lots of little Ducky Feets. So there's that one. Will that fit? Not entirely, but that's okay. We're gonna put it down anyway. It's a scrap. It's a scrap. And we just need something to go over this edge. Looking at my innards, trying to find something, a different pattern. What about a please recycle? And then again, I'm just wrapping that behind. Okay. And then this envelope then goes here. So you can see I've got more than I need covered. Now you do have to decide, do you want a single punch or just the front? Since I'm doing this in black and white and the envelope I've chosen is blue on the inside, not only am I going to punch that, but I'm also going to cover, I don't want the blue showing. So what I'm going to do, and you don't have to do this if you don't mind it showing. So what I'm going to do is just take another little section off, and I don't need this to be very big, so I'm going to cut this one in half. And because I want to have wiggle room, I'm going to use I'm going to use my Fabri-Tac. It gives you a little bit more wiggle room than even the glue stick does. With the glue stick, you have a little bit of time as well. It doesn't dry like almost immediately after it makes contact with the paper, but with the super wet, slippery glue, it actually gives you even more time to like slide your paper into place. Okay. Get that glued down all the way. That's a little crooked. It's okay. I desperately need to sharpen my scissors. Now, because I did it, I covered that, I can actually just do the front layer. And some people struggle with this. You know, they try to stick this in this way, and then they can't see what they're doing. So I just turn it over. I turn my piece over. It's going in the same way, but at least this way I can see where my thumb notch is at. And again, it would be better to wait for your stuff to dry. Put some ink on that opening. Ink the sides. Okay, so that piece, we're going to set that aside. Actually, I'm gonna go all the way down and around, because just in case any of that shows on the next layers, it's covered. So this piece I'm gonna set aside, This one, again, make sure if you're going sideways, make sure your opening is pointed in the direction that you want it to be pointed in. So in this case, I'm going to the right. And I also, in my case, I want to make sure that because we're stacking pockets, I want to make sure that I don't have like pieces with like pieces. That makes any sense at all. Okay, on my edges, I was debating. I'm going to wrap them. Just to give them some coverage. And I didn't even think about that. I didn't even need to start in that bottom corner. Oh, yay, it's not the bottom corner, it's the top corner. And right out the gate, I covered up my line. And I also want to make sure that this front edge, which I'm about to cover again, so I need it to go below this line. This edge, because it's, again, single layer like this one was, I do want to wrap. But we do the recycle. Let's go this way. The inside of this one is black and white, so I don't have to worry about putting something on the other side, on the back side of it. So when I cut that thumb notch out, it's black and white on the back, so I'm not worried about that. So we need something here to also start in the beginning. I mean, start on the inside. Finish covering or strengthening this leading edge here. Get that all the way down in there as far as I can. And again, I'm gluing it to the surface that I'm covering. Okay. And then gluing it down. Okay. Again, I don't need to cover down here because this is going to be here. But in order to really do that, I mean, I could have shortened this. Didn't need to be this long. But again, it's creating scraps where I don't need scraps to be if I don't. So, rather than creating more scraps for myself. Ooh, I like this one. There, whoops, and there. I'll throw those away. This one. And I am going to wrap around over the top. Oh, no, actually I'm not. I don't need to. So there's that one. Now, just need a little something there. Okay. Oh, how about this one? That one works. I love the texture of this envelope. Same one from earlier. It's my retirement plan. I had to think who it was from. Nationwide. Okay, so that just goes like that. And I'm going to trim off the little extra here. Where'd it go? Ah. Okay. So make sure you know where your opening is. And again, I'm going to thumb notch. It's better if you wait till you're dry. Again, it's ink. Now again, it's your choice whether you want to do a single and go through both layers or just one. And again, I'm inking all the way around, even though part of this is going to be covered. Oh, and you know what? I didn't think about that. Is I should have moved that thumb notch up because this pocket is going to cover it. So I actually need it to be like way over. I don't think it's going to get over far enough with this. Just a second. I don't think it's going to be. I'm sure I can get it far enough up. And I do need to make sure that I'm careful now when I glue this on, that I don't glue over that hole. But yeah, I don't have a punch small enough to get way over here into this corner. Alright, so this pocket goes on here. I'm going to glue here, here, and here. Wait, brain, hold on. So I can choose how I want to do this. If I wanted this to be an extra pocket, I could. By gluing here, here, and here. So then this would be secured down, and then this would be an additional pocket. Or I can glue the whole thing down, and then you just have the side pocket. But as always, my philosophy is, why short yourself a pocket that you may want to use later? If you don't ever use it as a pocket, that's okay. The option is there. So I'm gluing just the 3 sides. I do have to do a little extra glue here. Just give me a second. Okay, so gluing that, getting my sides even, gluing that down. Okay, so now you have 3 pockets so far. Sorry, my stuff. Ooh, don't you dare craft a latch. So you got a pocket here, and a pocket here so far. Now we have this one. And again, got to make sure that we're being careful when I glue this one down, because I didn't think about that when I hole punched it. Should have done it up here. Like I said, I've got a 1-inch punch, but I don't know where it's at. It's entirely possible that I might have given it to somebody. Let's get those off to the side. I'm like, where's my ducky feet? Okay, we're going to take this off, because that double layer there, it just really, like, I mean, I end up having to tear it off anyway. So let's just do it ahead of time. Okay, so this is our top, and that's where our thumb hole is going to be. The inside of this card is white. We can leave it that way if we want, since it is black and white, or we can put something on the back. Doesn't really matter. However, what we do need to do is make sure that we are reinforcing that top edge, because that's where things are going to be going in and out. You could also choose, just like with this one, you could choose to do it as a 3-layer and make this a double pocket. I'm not going to do that. Okay, so again, putting glue on the back, sliding it in, and gluing it to the inside of the front. And then gluing down the rest. And that's just strengthening that front edge. It makes it from a single layer into a triple layer of paper. So glue that down. I don't know why I'm having trouble getting stuff to the edges today. Sometimes it doesn't matter, you know, like when you're collaging especially, because, you know, like this edge is wanting to lift, but I'm going to be covering it with other paper, so I'm not super concerned about it. Oops. I'm going to tear this off and throw that away. This is going to be going down in this corner, but I want to make sure that it is not the same size as the piece I've already laid down. You can decide whether or not you want to cover, to wrap or not. But if you do, that's how you do it, is you just miter that corner so that they both fold over. But it's not necessary. It is not necessary. Let's see. See, I don't like using these because of all the white. We've already used this. We've already used this. We're not using blue. this one and the recycle. This one. This one, and then this one if we need more. So the inside of this one looks like this. Don't ever, ever, ever underestimate. I love being able to use the insides of envelopes. So again, I need this to go inside. So glue on the back, just on the edge for right now. Lift your envelope open, slide this into place. Be careful not to glue your pocket closed. Forgot to say that after you know, because you're putting glue in places you can't really see well. So you want to make sure that, you know, you're checking your pocket and making sure you're not gluing it closed on accident, like I just almost did. So this goes almost all the way down. I'm going to put this here, and for the sake of not having an extra scrap, I'm going to wrap it around. So again, I'm using it to kind of cut through all of the different textures there, or layers. And then, it's getting very sticky. Let's get some, please recycle. So get that out of the way. I don't remember what envelope or what company this came from. Might as well tear off all the white while I've got the ruler in hand, right? My mouse is off. I'm like, oh no. I was looking up to make sure I didn't just stop my recording, but it's off. Okay, so there. Because I mitered that corner, just for the sake of continuity, I'm going to go ahead and miter the other one. So more scraps over there. More scraps. Try to get my scraps to one side and my garbage to the other. So glue. Pick up the glue glob that I just gouged out. Ooh, that's a lot of extra. So extra on both sides, and you're just going to cut to the corner. Angle back out. You can also go straight across. You've seen me do it that way too. And then wrap those. Done with my glue page. Okay. Now ideally, again, you would wait until your glue is dry to try to do a thumb notch, but video. Try to center that as much as possible. Go ahead and snip that out. We're going to give that an ink. Ink the back. And again, I didn't put anything on the inside back like I did on the other two because this is white. So inking around. Okay. Now, if I glued all the way here, I would actually end up gluing this pocket closed. So I'm going to glue this edge here on this one, just to make sure I don't go above that. And then I'm going to go the opposite side and across. And I'm going to kind of go like this, leaving that part without any glue on it, but I want this whole pocket glued down. We're not creating a secondary pocket there like we did with this one, because this is only a single layer. Okay. So glue that down. Whoop. Don't be sliding on me. You can still see the thumb notch there and go, oh, there's a pocket there. Okay, so I'm going to put a little bit of glue right here. Just to make sure that gets glued down. But I want to make sure that I don't glue this pocket closed. So you're going to have a little bit of an overhang there from that pocket. If you don't like that, you can either not thumb notch this, which is an option. If you've got a smaller tool for punching that out that can get closer to this edge, you can have just a notch right there. I said, or not notch it at all. You can leave this one unnotched and notch it here if you made this a secondary pocket, and then this would be kind of a hidden pocket in a way. It's kind of up to you. It's always dealer's choice. When you glue this into the book, you also have a choice to make it another pocket, which in my case, I love to do, because again, why limit yourself? If you don't have to, right? So, let's see, where am I going to put this? Should I just put it? Yeah, let's just put it on the other side of scrapbooking with me. Oh, but we don't want to put it that way because then this pocket's hard to get into. So let's flip the page. We're going to put it on this side so that way you have a pocket here. And I'm going to glue it down by putting here, here, and here. So then we have a secondary pocket behind it coming in from the side. So I'm going to hold the side I'm not gluing. That's a neat trick. I don't remember which creator I saw that on, but it is very helpful to making sure that you don't accidentally glue it in a way that you didn't intend. Now, if you didn't want this pocket to be this deep, you could do a glue line, and it would make a short pocket, because then you'd be gluing half the pocket and then half of it's open. So keep that in mind too. So I glued the three sides in the U shape. Glue that down to the page. While I'm holding this, this was again scrapbooking with me. And it's actually scrapbooking with me crafts, which, you know, I just know we're scrapbooking with me. But as always, her channel will be linked in the title. Okay, so now you have a pocket here. You have a pocket here. And a pocket here. Ooh, make sure it's not glued closed. And then you have a pocket here. And a pocket here. So it becomes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pockets all in one. Imagine stuffing that. Oh, that's good. That would be so much fun. So, thanks again for tuning in for another Scrappy Salvage Saturday, and we shall talk to you in the next video. Bye!